Hello and welcome to my tutorial on how to make brushes in Clip Studio Paint. To start, you need to design the brush tip shape that you want to use. Just a heads up, if you are using a symmetrical ruler, you need to remove it from the layer that you are using to register as a brush. To create the brush using your design, you go up to the Edit menu, go down to Register Material, and click Image. A window will pop up called Material Property. You will need to label the material, then you need to check the box for Use for Brush Tip Shape. And then you need to choose a location to put it in, click OK. Then you go over to your Subtool menu at the very top left corner, and you go down to Create Custom Subtool. This will open up a labeling area for creating a custom subtool. Label it appropriately or inappropriately, whatever makes you happy. And then the subtool detail will pop up. At this point, you want to go to the brush tip and you want to go to material. It will open up select brush tip shape, which will let you search all of your materials. This is where your registered brush tip shape will be. Select it and you'll be brought back to the subtool detail, and you will see that it's whatever the presets are, it's not necessarily what you want. So you're gonna need to do some editing here. To start, I go to stroke, and then ribbon, which is when you want everything to blend together, but not too close. It makes it a chain, which is what I was going for here. Another note, when you have the presets, it will have the brush density set at a lower density than you might need for something that you want with a higher opacity. So make sure to double check that. You can see here when I zoom in that they are linked. There is no gap. You can set gaps if you'd like. In this particular case, I need it to be connected, so I want it to be like that. Here's an example. It looks, like a necklace. It's a chain. Looks very nice. Now, for different types of brushes, you are going to want different types of settings. Here's me just making a quick kind of painterly brush tip shape. What I'm going to do is duplicate a brush, which you can do by using the plus button underneath in the subtool menu, the second option with the plus with multiple little squares. I am duplicating a wet blotting ink brush because I like the effects, and I'm just changing the material shape to my brush. And then you can see it gives it more of a kind of like blobby. I also go in and change the texture because I'm actually not that fond of the texture. Here's another example of making a brush. This one I'm starting from scratch again, and I'm trying to go for something more painterly. There's some options here, horizontal, vertical. I'm sticking with horizontal. You can change the thickness, which will change the shape. Then I go over to ink, and I'm changing the blending mode, and I'm changing the color mixing to be more brush-like. So you have a color, it mixes other colors together. I'm adding a texture as well. As an example of using it, say for like skin tones, kind of a skin texture. If you'd like a brush with multiple materials, as in different designs, or for example, different leaves, you need to create each design and register each material separately. And then when you make the brush, you select multiple brush tip shapes to add to your brush tips. You have to edit this a bit depending on what look you're going for. This one in particular is just trying to get kind of a smudgy, blotchy look. This last example is another ribbon type brush. This is when you really want to continue the pattern and have it look completely smooth. So what I'm making here is just a really basic ivy brush material. Find your material. When you first get something like this, especially with a new brush, it's going to be the wrong way around. As you can see, it doesn't look like a growing string of ivy. It looks like a scattered mess. So you're going to change the angle of the brush and make sure you've selected ribbon. Change the angle so that it is a continuous line of ivy instead of a jittery brush. And then you can modify the size, fill it, edit it, and there you go, you've got ivy. Creating brushes on Clip Studio Paint is relatively easy. It also has a lot of options. You can do a lot of fine tuning, you can do a lot of variations of the same brush. There's a lot of different things you can do, and it's really cool to work with. It's actually easier, I think, than other programs that I've worked with. Thank you for watching.